Hello, everybody. This is our video for our week 8 assignment. And in week 8, we're going to be talking about infographics. And before I start worrying about the instructions or what you need to accomplish, let's talk just briefly about what an infographic is, why you may want to use it, and some of the different reasons or ways you might go about it. An infographic is in a very basic, brief description, and feel free if you want to Google it and get a better description. It's a specific combination of words and pictures. And obviously the information, and graphic, which is that visual representation of information. So an infographic is not just a poster. It's not just a worksheet or a list. If I want you to kind of think briefly, if you think about in the classroom, you'd see, classroom rules. You'd see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and some stuff. That's a poster. That's not an infographic. An infographic is a very specific, very focused combination of words and pictures that are meant to concisely provide a lot of information in a small amount of space, so that I'm trying to think of the best way to make sure I say this so it makes sense. I apologize for the delay. It is meant so that when the person looks at that infographic, they get a targeted amount of information very quickly and very easily. So it's that combination of, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, so you take that picture and you combine it with information. Maybe it's data about a country or something like that, so that the picture and the data work together to really inform the learner very quickly. I think that's a better way to say that. Now, an infographic, kind of like I've been talking in the last few weeks, is a great way for you to do alternative assessment. Having students create infographics is a great way to use their creativity, their teamwork, their collaboration. And if they can create an infographic for you to help you, for them to teach you something, they learn their information. It's a great way for them to do review, maybe an unit project, anything like that would help them be successful. Then infographics are a great way for you as a teacher, any grade level, K through 12, I should say pre-K, EC pre-K through 12 or even higher, to give information to students beyond that of PowerPoints, beyond that of lectures. Using that to introduce material or review material is a much better way than just learn this, lecture. So some things to think about. I would definitely suggest that when you get into Module 8, you should definitely read about those infographic resources to get an even better understanding. Now, you're definitely going to need to read all this, and you need to go to Module 8, read 2. The one thing I'll mention first is the instructions say to use PictoChart. There's no reason not to use PictoChart. If you have previous experience with Google Draw or a different infographic tool, or you simply get into PictoChart and you decide you don't like it and you want to use something else, you have my blessing. The only thing is you have to still make sure that whatever you create, you make sure that I can see correctly. If I log in, I go to your website, and it says that I can't see it, then you know what your grade's going to be. So no matter what, you have to make sure that I can see it. Now in here we'll see some different things right here, like the number of pixels that are recommended when you use PictoChart. That may be a little bit different if you choose to use something else, so bear that in mind. Definitely, if whether you use PictoChart or something else, if you want to take your end result and download it, save it as a JPEG, PNG, and put that up, that is definitely an acceptable thing to do. So now let's look at first at the grading aspect, and then we'll jump to Module 8. So you can do your reflection paper, word count, resources. The resources are going to be that Module 8. The infographic topic relevant to student certification, future students. It can be, this is not one where you want to do classroom rules, because infographics are instructional. They're there to help people learn. So we're not just making a poster. So stay away from classroom rules and things like that. We're talking about, it's a teaching tool, teaching review tool, okay? Resources. Obviously, we're here talking about resources. So what are the gathering information for your project? So if you're doing something with chemistry, with fractions, go out and find some different things. If that's teachers pay teachers and apologize on Pinterest. My apologies just for I had to say Pinterest for a second. That would be an okay resource for you to list it. I'm okay with you going to those. Doesn't have to be academic research, but you want to go and make sure that what you're creating is sound. And of course, you want to make sure it's looking sharp. So let's go over here to our module 8, so you know kind of where to look for everything. You got some examples. Everything's here. So here, definitely you need all these resources to help you out. Here's a much better description of an infographic. You can kind of see here how it combines information with the graphic organizers. Okay, it's not just do this, don't do that. It's not just a classroom rules poster. So kind of keep that in mind when you're making your graphic. Here are a lot of those resources you can use for your, to get your grade. Here's the part 1. Here's the part 2. Here are all of your rules for your picture charts. See some tips. You can get an idea of what an infographic is and what it's not. All right, folks, this video, apologies to go a little bit longer than some of the other ones, about over 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please contact me right away. Do not wait till Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night to try and get this done, because I will not be able to help you before the due date. Please keep me posted if you need anything, and I will see you online.